Greetings there, Gold Seekers. This is Tim from Blue Lead Gold Productions. I am absolutely nowhere near the Yuba. I'm on the north shore of Oahu, and that is about 2,500 miles away from the loving embrace of Mother Yuba. More to the point, it's about 2,500 miles away from the nearest mineable gold. And gold fever is kicking in. I got to admit it. I am so very much looking forward to getting back to the Motherlode come spring and seeing all the good friends I made up there this year, because this year really was just a fantastic year. I got up there in February. I stayed through November, and it wasn't just finding gold. It wasn't just the the incredible scenic beauty of Mother Yuba and everywhere else we went. There's all the really good, solid friends that I made up there. And so I'm going to follow, this is going to be my year-end wrap-up video. I'm going to follow the format that Todd, Topcat, pioneered. And I'm going to try to say some thank yous to people who helped me to have such a great time while I was up there in the Motherlode. So number one on the list of thank yous is going to be to Adam and Petey. And it all happened because Adam dreamed of gold. It was bitter cold back in the Massachusetts winter, and Adam dreamed of finding gold in the California Motherlode, and that initiated the California gold rush. Adam jumped in a van, he drove across the country, he picked up Petey along the way, and when he got to the Motherlode, he started filming videos and posting them. And anybody who hasn't seen the California gold rush videos, check them out, because those are what got me started mining. I saw Adam's videos. I thought, oh, I used to like wandering around in the Sierras and making smoke offerings, and why not try wandering around in the Sierras, make smoke offerings, and look for gold at the same time. And it wasn't long before the gold fever kicked in. And so number one thank yous are going out to Adam and Petey. Petey because he's a 1 in a billion gold sniffing dog. But Adam, it really all started because of your videos, and everyone else who's watching this, think of all the great human connections that we've made through Adam and through his videos. Now, number two on the list is going to be my good solid friend JC. Oh, JC's happy with his pan here. JC, explain to us what you've got in the pan.
Oh, I got a flugget that has a leaf gold design. It looks like a fern leaf of sorts. It's very beautiful. Yeah, and I got another little tiny nug right there.
Yeah, now that one, drop that one and let it click. Yep, that one clicks. That one clicks, and the other one next to it's going to click too.
Yeah, this is a thick one too.
That's another nice little piece.
Yeah.
And lots of other little pickers and finds.
Try not to touch them.
It's a fine last day of mining.
Yeah,
hey, JC, JC is the original Minin Hawaiian. He is as trustworthy and as solid a friend as you could ever hope for. He is the better half of Team Hawaii. Now, it's true that in the gold finding competition with the boys from Biggs, Team Hawaii has just taken some humiliating punishment. But we will be back in the spring. We're Hawaiians. We have mana. We're going to do better than we did last year, and maybe one of these days we'll even give those boys from Biggs a run for their money. And incidentally, another great thing about JC, other than it's a match made in heaven, JC and a death cave. You see a death cave, JC wants to get into that death cave. So that being a match made in heaven, JC finds a lot of gold. He's a darn good gold miner, and one of the reasons is he never shorts Mother Yuba on her smoke offerings. Now, the next shout out here and thank you, sincerest thank you, is going to Todd, aka Topcat, aka Patriot Gold Prospecting. All right, so Todd has given a cry that there was something good in his pan. What do we have in the pan here, Todd?
We have a specimen piece of gold.
Oh, look at that. That almost looks like a little bit of a nugget almost. Yes, that's a chunky little monkey.
Right here?
Oh my goodness.
Right
look, Look at what Topcat has just found. Where was that? It was just hiding right down in there. Take a look at that. That's a little nugget.
That is a nug. Let's hear that one drop.
Drop it. Oh my goodness, that makes a clunk. Wow.
Today is my day.
That's a beauty, Todd. It is absolutely Todd's day today. Look at that, Goldseekers. That's a beautiful nugget.
Still got cords on it.
Yeah. Oh, what a perfect little specimen, Todd.
Nice.
Beauty. He is also just trustworthy, solid, and unstoppable. That's the most important word. Unstoppable. He is a true favorite son of Mother Yuba. He is the leader of various permutations of Topcat's river posse, and I had a great time mining with many of the different incantations of Topcat's river posses this year. He has taught me a lot of important things about gold mining. Number one, we don't melt in the rain. Todd and I mined in pouring rain this year. We drove through snow to get there, and we also mined in weather up to like 100 degrees. And so Todd, he's like the Postal Service. Aspires to be, at least, you know. Neither rain nor snow nor dead of night is going to stop Todd from getting out there and getting on the gold. Really important was that I wasn't finding any pickers until Todd taught me the fine art of bedrock molestation. If ever there's a guy who should have to register wherever he goes as a bedrock molester, it's good old Uncle Todd. And he actually really taught me another important lesson, which is that it ain't all about the gold. You just remember that phrase, because that's the first time I ever heard anybody say it was when I heard Todd say it. It ain't all about the gold. It's about being out in beautiful spots and having good friends to share that experience with. And yeah, it's nice to find some gold along the way, but it ain't all about the gold. So Todd, this is a special Lucky Man Irish Gold 3% America shout out to you. And last but not least, Todd did help me realize that sometimes it's best to keep my lovable libtard political opinions to myself, because they don't always go over so well in the 51st state of Jefferson. Now, the next shout out here is going out to Gary. And that's because he is the only one amongst us who possesses evil sensei chakra powers and seems to just find gold wherever he goes. God's sakes almighty, take a look at all this lava, and more useless lava. If anyone could find gold out in the midst of all of this useless lava, it would be Gary. And he taught me everything I know about where to look for gold. When I'm on the river, I follow the guiding principle of what would two toes do, and I look for two toes approved crevices. He is in fact the defending champion at the 2020 North Yuba Nugget hunt. All right, so these are the pieces that Gary found up the hill somewhere, and what do we have, Gary?
2 little pieces of gold.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow. You threw those back. What the hell, Gary?
Yeah, you usually put those back.
Throw them back, let them get bigger. Okay, so Gary has apparently struck again. What have we here? Which one came out this time?
That one right there.
Oh, really? That was it? Nice. Beautiful. Found some nice little nuggets that day. Ron from Reno gave him a little bit of a run for the money. Let's see what Ron's got in his pan. Because Ron likes the North Yuba. Oh my goodness, would you take a look at those? Look at those. Is that a chunky picker? That's not a picker. I'll call that a small nugget. And that one too. Listen to that one. Listen to him bounce. Very nice and coarse and pretty. I like it, Ron. Very nice work. Those did not travel far. Look at how coarse that gold is.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. But and Ole and Bennett were there too. So I mean, you know, it's not like there was no competition, but he always seems to come up with the most gold. And one of these days, Jeff is going to teach him a lesson, but that just don't seem to happen on my watch, at least. Gary, thank you very much for the generous gift of mining tools that you gave me. God bless the Marion crevicing tool. I mean, one of the most beautiful things in life is a razor sharp Marion crevicing tool. And I guess I also got to thank you for the merciless beatings that you gave Team Hawaii. You know, you keep us humble. We are looking forward to some more merciless punishment in 2021. And that brings me to the topic of my other good buddy from Biggs, California, Mr. Jeff, i.e. Mr. Smithsgold. Greetings, Gold Seekers. This is Tim from Blue Lead Gold Productions. Today is the 2020 North Yuba Nugget Hunt. I'm here with Prospector Jeff, Mr. Gold.
Smithsgold.
Yeah. Jeff is the other half of Team Biggs. Jeff has taught me that it's good to roll boulders. Now, I think I could roll these boulders all damn day, and I'm not going to find any gold here. But Jeff is a believer in the rolling of boulders, and I've seen it pay off for him. Poor Jeff, trying to beat Gary on the gold totals. It's a little bit like Lucy and Charlie Brown in the football. But one of these days, hope springs eternal, and Jeff is always dignified in defeat. And well, you know, he's gracious in victory too. When he gives Team Hawaii a pounding, he's pretty damn gracious in victory. So when I think of Jeff, I think of the way that any good coach should be, teaching his players that you are gracious in victory and dignified in defeat. And Jeff also taught me that even when I compared Team Hawaii to the 1968 Mets and the Washington Generals, Jeff taught me that even the 1968 Mets had some Hall of Famers. So aloha out there to you too, Jeff. All right, next shout out has got to go to Rick Solinsky. He is the claimed god of the North Yuba. He is in fact the what is it, eponymous or something like that. He's the guy for which the Solinsky test was named. Now, for all of you who don't know what the Solinsky test is, it's a very important two-part test. It tells you whether or not it's worthwhile to take the gold home with you. Number one, you have to be able to pick that gold up and put it into your pocket. Number two, you got to be able to find the gold when you get home again, when you take it out. Angus MacKirk, reverse ripples, drop ripples, sluice, and boy, the Angus helped me get a lot of gold this year that otherwise I don't think I'd have gotten if I was panning or using some other sluice. So dig and dump, gotta love the Angus. Thank you very much, Rick. Okay, now one of the great people that Rick Solinsky introduced me to is Nick, my buddy in the gravity sluicing department. We don't use the D word, we talk about gravity sluicing. And Nick is also just another great, solid guy. Nick is a dredging superstar. When you need a big boulder move, Nick is absolutely the guy to have on your team. And so, aloha out there to you, Nick. One of the most wonderful nature show moments I had during the time up in the Motherlode this year was when Nick and I were sitting around making some smoke offerings to Mother Yuba, and all of a sudden there's like an osprey that just comes sweeping down into the river and bags a big old trout off, you know, and flies off with it. It was like the Discovery Channel in real life. And I just had Nick and I violated rule number one on more than one occasion, which is you got to mine where the gold is. But I did have some great times with Nick, and Nick, I'm really looking forward to having more good times with you next year, because we're going to be mining where the gold is. You wait and see. Now, next on the list here, you know, and this list is not done in any particular order necessarily, but next on the list has got to be the boys from Reno. There's number 1, Geno from Reno. Aloha!
Aloha!
And the guy that he introduced me to became one of my best friends in the Motherlode this whole year, Ron from Reno. All right, so Ron, how'd you do with the gold today?
Finished out strong.
My understanding is you had the best pan of your life today. Any truth to that rumor?
Yeah, I'd say like 4 pickers in the same pan was pretty good.
Yeah, you had a really nice one pan that was really nice. Too bad we didn't show that to Goldseekers. But ooh, take a look, Goldseekers. He's shaking it all around. Hold that still for a second. Look at all the gold in Ron's pan. Nice day, Ron. That's a lot of gold, dude.
Thank you, Tim.
And that one piece right there.
Nice and shiny.
That's shiny and it's coarse and it's a nice picker piece. So,
24 karat,
yeah.
baby.
And they are Nevada guys. Geno was the 2019 North Yuba Nugget Hunt champion.
Check it out.
Yeah, let's see what Geno found today.
Boom!
Whoa! Would you look at that? Ho ho! And it's so gnarled and beautiful. It's just
look at that
unbelievable.
Take a picture of that there.
That is beautiful. He found a 3-gram nugget that is still one of the prettiest pieces of gold that I've seen anybody find anywhere at any time. Geno is Boomer's master. Shout out to you too, Boomer. And Geno introduced me to Ron. And Ron and I had just some magnificent Friday adventures, I'll say. You know, check out some of the videos. Hello there, Goldseekers. It's been another hour or so of digging up a lot of rusty metal, the occasional hot rock. We're going to have to call it a day because we got a journey back to civilization. But yeah, Ron's got the inner city ghetto dental work here. Don't swallow that, baby. Okay, so hey, Ron, how you feel about finding that nugget today, huh?
I'm feeling gold-tastic out here.
Yeah.
We fucking drove in the middle of nowhere. I couldn't find the exact location right off the bat, so we detected a couple other
Did the
spots.
Motherlode pinstriping on the side of your truck?
Don't remind me. I think it got more yesterday, and we found jack shit.
Yeah.
Luckily, we went out today. We endured. We came, we saw, we conquered.
And Ron seems to have a large reefer rolled up here for a celebration.
Look at that.
So yeah, look at that now, and that's a nice Motherlode.
You guys
combo.
won a little bit of.
That's a Motherlode combo for you right there. This was Ron went from being a neophyte gold miner to being pretty damn good with his metal detector and having a lot of success. He's going to be unstoppable like Todd next year because these are 3 magic letters. SDC. Ron has he cashed in the TDI. He bought himself an SDC. He's already found a nice little nugget with it, and I know that next year I'm going to be seeing Ron pull some nice gold with that SDC of his. I have had some real good times together too. His channel is Coldwater Prospecting. Everybody check out Coldwater Prospecting. Shawn and I met when we were out on Mother Yuba. He is the owner of Leo. Shout out to Leo, yet another great gold sniffing dog. I have met up with some nice folks out here on the river. We have Coldwater Prospecting. The adventure is gold, and this is Mr. Shawn Melton. And Shawn is the owner of the Lucky Claim, which is one of the, he's a member of a elite fraternity, which is claim owners on the south fork of the Yuba River. I had some real nice times mining with Shawn. I had an adventure up there with Jerry and Todd, and I am looking forward to getting back on the Lucky Claim next summer, because I know we're going to find some more good gold up there, Shawn. And now that brings me to another fine friend of mine, Tucker. I also met him, you know, just as somebody I met when I'm out on the river. I spent way too much time wandering around in remote areas all by my lonesome this year, and so that's why I really value all the good friends that I made. Tucker, I met him down at Adam's spot, and check out the video I posted on Can Kids Get Yuba Gold? I think it's probably one of the best videos I've ever done, if not the best. And it was also just a great day mining with Tucker, his daughter Avery, and 2 kids he's helping to raise, Zoe and Wyatt. And it was mining family style, and we had a great time that day. First we shake it around so that all the heavy stuff sinks to the bottom. And then we're getting down to the black sand pretty quick. Let's throw that big rock out. We don't need that big rock. Give it another little shake. The light stuff comes to the top. The heavy stuff goes to the bottom. We're down in the black sand here in just a second. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. That was that piece.
Oh, dang.
Look at that. You kids got a killer piece. Oh, dude, you kids got 2 killer.
There's another one.
Go tell Tucker. Look at this. That one makes a clip. And look at those pickers. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Look at these kids. Look at these kids. All right, score. Tucker.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't I tell you you were
They are
gonna?
beautiful.
Yeah. You Goldseekers, look at these kids. They scored pickers today. Okay, now we're gonna have to figure out who gets which picker somehow.
We can both share the same thing.
Yeah, okay, that's right. You can
Yeah,
both
we'll
share.
do
They're
share.
both
Tucker,
yours.
come quick.
Exactly.
Tucker's
Share.
coming.
They're both your pickers.
Look.
Tucker, look what your kids mined up.
What? That's like the nicest piece I've seen in a
Those are
while.
bigger pieces than Tucker's ever seen.
Yeah, they're bigger than I ever got in my life.
Look at that pieces these kids.
Kids.
Your kids are miners, Tucker. These kids are miners. And so I'm looking forward to seeing you healthy and happy and doing some more goal seeking with me next year, Tucker. Shout out to Eric, who taught me the fine art of gravity sluicing. AU Eric. He's got a YouTube channel too, and Eric does a great job editing up his videos. Jacob, how's that going over there now? Jacob, you gave me probably the nicest rock that I acquired this year, which was that great big crystal of multiple crystals of smoky quartz and other nifty minerals in that one big specimen that you gave me. We had talked about digging up crystals this year. We never made it out there, but I'm hoping next year we can go somewhere and dig up some crystals. And I do remember a fine day out at Picker's Paradise that I had with you and brother Bert. And I scored a bunch of pickers that day. Unfortunately, I led Jacob down the Primrose Path. I had pulled a pan that had 3 nice little pickers out of only about a third of a pan of dirt. I wanted to see Jacob get some pickers that day. I encouraged him to dig in this hole. He dug it. He dug that sucker out, and it just didn't pay. So Jacob, I owe you one on that. And let's hope that the rains come, the floods come, Mother Yuba turns everything over again, and maybe at some point it'll be worth it to return to Picker's Paradise. But in the meantime, that place has been hit pretty darn hard. Hey, a shout out to Jerry. Jerry's channel, California Motherlode Prospectors, is where you go to find the best, the most artistic videos anywhere on YouTube or in the internet. We did make it out with JC and Rick to a secret gold-rich creek, and I do hope I'll be seeing more of you next year, Jerry. So Jerry came up to the 2020 North Yuba Nugget hunt. He brought his family. It was great to see you and all all your family enjoying themselves up there. And dude, I just hope we're going to see more of that next year. Shout out to Prospector Jake. Yo, Jake. Jake has a nice pan here that's got some shiny gold in it. Take a look at that. And pick up that nice coarse little, look at that. Jake's got a nice coarse little piece. That little picker right there has got some character, Jake. I like it. Yeah, look at that. That's a beautiful little picker. Jake's got a YouTube channel too, Prospector Jake. Check out his videos. Jake also does a great job editing up his videos and putting music in and all of that. Jake introduced me to two great young guys, Jesse and Taylor. Shout outs to both of you guys. I had great times with you guys on the Yuba this year. And Jake is living proof that mining and love of gold seeking can bridge the generation gap. Jake, I don't even know what grade you're in, Jake. And I guess you're probably old enough to get a license now, I hope. But Jake is the youngest prospector in years. But Jake is very knowledgeable and very experienced, and he gets gold. So Jake, I'll be seeing you next year, and hopefully we'll be doing some gravity sluicing in that location we discussed. Now, I didn't get out with Justin until the very end of the summer, but I did have a fine day with Justin up on the North Yuba and getting skunked on that damn creek we went hiking up, Justin. But I do hope to see more of you next year as well. Shout out to Brother Bert. Brother Bert.
Well, I got 5 pickers for 5 fingers.
Well, that was 5 pickers you got today?
Yep.
Well, let's take a look at those 5 pickers in there. Oh boy, look at that. That's a pretty pan, Bert. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like a pentagon of pickers. And just a slew of 5s you get. That's gorgeous, Bert. Very, very nice. You and I did a lot of good spring and early summer prospecting together. Bert, we have still got a lot of unfinished work to do on the South Yuba bedrock reclamation and beautification project. I mean, we got so much of that unsightly gravel cleared off that bedrock and put through our sluices. But it's a big job, buddy. It's a big job, and we didn't even come close to finishing it this year. And probably what's going to happen is all the good progress we made, we get a good flood, Mother Yuba just going to turn all of that over again, and we're going to have to go right back to the starting point. So shout out there, Brother Bert. Get your ass out of Texas. Get your ass out of that damn insurance agency. Get back to the Motherlode where you belong, and I'll see you next summer. And here's another shout out. Shout out to Bedrock, Bennett, and to Ole. You guys just absolutely killed it this year. Bennett in particular, you found a lot of nuggets, dude. You found a lot of pretty nuggets this year. And Bennett had the very best looking pan I saw in the entire year. He had a pan with like 7 or 8 pickers in it. Now he cheated. He used his detector to locate the crevice that he got him out of. But and it wasn't really it wasn't like a 2 toes approved crevice either. It was going, you know, with the flow of the river. But Bennett has gotten very good with his detector. And Ole, you got the pretty. I think you got the prettiest gold I saw this year. And so shout outs to both of you guys. I hope we can get out there and swing when I get back to the Motherlode. Shout outs as well to Uncle Greg and to Jim. Uncle Greg is in the process right now of overcoming some serious health problems. So let's all wish him well and keep him in our prayers. And both of you guys, I expect to see you back in the Motherlode again next year. We're going to have another jam session or 2 and keep rocking. Here are some quick shout outs. Shout outs to the Ohio boys. Geno, Jesse, and Ed. That flash in the pan tail that I've got is going to be making more cameo appearances in videos in the future. And you guys really killed it this year. We had a nice day prospecting on the South Fork of Mother Yuba, and that day that you had with Gary and Todd up near, well, I'll just say up on another undisclosed river location. That was one of the best days that anybody had all year. So I think you guys are probably pretty happy with your Motherlode vacation too. Shout out to Bob Dunst. Bob, we never really got out this year, but thanks for inviting and allowing me to mine on some of your claims. And I'm hoping that another retired guy like you will be a good companion for me when I get back up there in the summertime. So shout out to Bob, and Bob is another nice guy that Rick Solinsky introduced me to. Shout out to everyone who came to the 2020 North Yuba Nugget hunt. That was actually one of the very best days I had in the Motherlode all year. I just love to see people moving material on Petey's place and finding gold. It can be hard digging up at Petey's place sometimes, but that was just, it was a potential super spreader event, but nobody seems to have gotten COVID from it, and everyone who went seemed to have a pretty darn good time. So we're looking at this point at like the last weekend in July. Formal announcement will be made early next year, but everyone start thinking about making it to the 2021 North Yuba Nugget hunt, because the last two have been really just a whole lot of fun for everybody. It's nice to have the whole tribe together in one place. Shout out to everyone else that I went mining with on the river. I can't list everybody in this video, but you all know who you are, and especially anybody that some of the people who've never panned for gold that I just met out on the river, and I taught them how to pan for gold and stuff. Shout out to everyone who has watched and commented on my videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody who subscribes and everybody who you know, watches the videos and leaves a comment. Keep it up, guys. I appreciate the interaction. Shout out to the Comstock Prospectors. Some of the best money I invested this year was my membership in the Comstock Prospectors Club, and I just had a great time mining on their claims as well. They've got some nice claims, and I really appreciate the opportunity to go mining on them. Shout out to Mike Summers and to the Valley Prospectors. Mike has the Bent Tree claim, which wherever the heck it's located on the ground is downstream from Petey's place. Valley Prospectors are the club that have the claim that is upstream from Petey's place. Now those damn Valley Prospectors have probably been high grading on Petey's place for years, but you guys are welcome to it, because every single one of the Valley Prospectors I met were good people, and I enjoyed your company out on the river too. Shout out to all the first responders and the firefighters who kept the entire Motherlode from being engulfed in flames this year. We did have a wee bit of a problem with air quality in August, and with official closures of national forests and stuff like that. And I never made it back to Adams Spot after the fires. They just kept that sucker closed up, and probably now that there's been some rain, that they probably open it up again. But shout out to all those first responders. Shout out to my wife and to my two sons, Ronnie and Walter, for putting up with me. Walter did make it out to the Motherlode to mine with me for a little bit, and that was nice to have him there. And it was all the COVID nonsense that kept Ronnie out of it. But Ronnie right now is holding the camera and doing the filming here. Say aloha. Aloha. All right. And shout out to the People's Republic of California. A libtard paradise is what that place is. Shout out to the 51st state of Jefferson. I understand why you guys are just sick of all the damn libtards. Especially when I think of all the damn socialized medicine that's going on these days, and how apparently, because I'm just short of 65 years old, I may be dead last on the list for COVID vaccines. Damn socialized medicine. You hear me, Todd? Damn those damn libtards. I think I've already given a shout out, but thanks to one of my most trustworthy prospecting partners, the Angus MacKirk. Everyone who doesn't have an Angus MacKirk, go out, if you like Sluice, and go get an Angus MacKirk and dig and dump. Get it set up right, dig and dump. There's nothing like it. Hey, super shout out here to Brent and Amy. Hey there, Goldseekers. So Amy's going to help us out with the reveal on the latest clean out that Brent's got. Yeah, look at all those little flakes, huh? Brent's been killing it. Brent and Amy, you guys have also been really solid friends. super generous people. They gave me first a gift of hiking, of, you know, high-tech hiking sticks. What are they, carbon fiber or real light something? But those were literal lifesavers for me, literal lifesavers. And then also, when my GoPro broke, Brent and Amy gave me a brand new GoPro and a bunch of batteries for it. Never again will you hear me say, oh, I was going to finish filming this, but my batteries ran out. They're just a wonderful couple. I'm hoping at some point I'm going to get an invitation to the wedding, and I'm really looking forward to mining with you. And you got Brent and Amy have a claim that they let me mine on this year too. I mean, I had nothing but great times with Brent and Amy. Check out some of the videos that we shot together. I think it's probably worthwhile to give a special shout out of thanks to another fabulous partner I had, which was the Lemon Haze this year. I really did have good times with the Lemon Haze. I had good times with Lemon Haze, Black Triangle Kush, San Fernando Valley Kush, and I had some good times with what was it, Blue Dream as well. The Blue Dream and Strawberry Banana Kush. So once again, shout out, God bless the People's Republic of California, and a reasonable approach to the regulation of cannabis. Last but not least, big shout out to Mother Yuba. Never fails to stun us with her beauty. Cleaned and refreshed me and helped me avoid heat stroke. And of course, showered each and every one of us with glittering golden treasures. So big shout out to Mother Yuba. So everyone, thank you very much. Going to see you in the spring. In the meantime, aloha.